For this problem, I'll start by treating it as a homogeneous differential equation. We'll have y double prime plus 4 times y is equal to 0. So the auxiliary equation will be m squared plus 4 is equal to 0. We'll get that m squared is equal to negative 4. We can now take the square root of both sides, and we'll find that m is equal to plus or minus the square root of negative 4, or plus or minus I times the square root of 4, which is plus or minus 2i. So m is equal to 0 plus or minus 2i. So the complementary solution yc is going to be in the form e to the 0x, this comes from the real part of the root, times c1 times cosine of 2x, this comes from the imaginary part of the root, plus c2 times sine of 2x. E to the 0 is 1, so yc is equal to c1 times cosine of 2x plus c2 times sine of 2x. We can now find the particular solution. G of x was given as 3 sine 2x. And if you remember, whenever we have a sine or a cosine as our g of x, yp has to include both sine and cosine. So yp will be equal to a times cosine of 2x plus b times sine of 2x. However, we already have some constant times cosine of 2x and some constant times sine of 2x as our solutions for yc. So we have to fix this. To fix this, all we have to do is multiply with an additional x. So yp is going to be equal to a times x times cosine of 2x plus b times x times sine of 2x. We can now find the derivative of yp. Yp prime is going to be equal to, for this first term, we'll have to use the product rule. I'll differentiate the cosine term and leave the x term alone. We'll get a times x times 2 times negative 1 sine 2x. The second term, I'll differentiate the x and leave the cosine term alone, so we'll just get a times cosine 2x. For the second term, I'll use the product rule, the same as I did for the cosine term. We will get b times x times 2 cosine 2x plus b times sine of 2x. So yp prime is going to be equal to negative 2ax sine 2x plus a cosine 2x plus 2bx cosine 2x plus b sine 2x. We can differentiate this again. Yp double prime is going to be equal to, for this first term, I'll use a product rule again. We'll get negative 4ax cosine 2x minus 2a sine 2x. For the second term, I can differentiate directly. We'll get minus 2a sine 2x. For this next term, I'll use product rule again. It'll be minus 4bx sine 2x plus 2b times cosine 2x. And for this last term, we can differentiate directly. We'll have plus 2b cosine 2x. We can combine some of these terms. We can combine both of these negative 2a sine 2x terms, as well as these 2b cosine 2x terms. So yp double prime will be equal to negative 4ax times cosine 2x minus 4a sine of 2x minus 4bx sine 2x plus 4b cosine 2x. The original differential equation was y double prime plus 4y is equal to 3 sine of 2x. Because yp is a solution to this differential equation, we can plug in yp and yp double prime in for this differential equation. So it'll be negative 4 times ax times cosine 2x minus 4a sine of 2x minus 4bx sine of 2x plus 4b cosine 2x plus 4 times ax times cosine 2x plus bx times sine of 2x. And that will all be equal to 3 sine of 2x. We can distribute this 4. It'll be 4ax cosine 2x plus 4bx sine of 2x. We have a 4ax cosine 2x, so that'll cancel with the second 4ax cosine 2x. We also have a negative 4bx sine 2x. That will also cancel. We'll be left with negative 4a sine 2x plus 4b cosine 2x is equal to 3 sine of 2x. We can compare coefficients. On the right, the coefficient of sine of 2x is 3, and on the left, the coefficient of sine of 2x is negative 4a. So we can set negative 4a equal to 3. We can divide negative 4 to both sides, and we'll find that a is equal to negative 3/4. We can compare coefficients of cosine 2x. On the left, it's 4b, and on the right, it's 0. So b is going to be equal to 0. Earlier, we said yp is equal to ax times cosine of 2x plus bx times sine of 2x. So yp is going to be equal to negative 3/4 times x times cosine of 2x plus 0. So yp is just going to be negative 3/4 times x times cosine of 2x. We can now use this yp to form our general solution. The general solution is given as y is equal to yc plus yp. So y is going to be equal to c1 times cosine of 2x plus c2 times sine of 2x minus 3/4 times x times cosine of 2x. And that is our final answer. If this video helped you, consider subscribing.